Can you hear me and see me okay?
Yeah, everything's great.
Okay, good.
Oh my gosh. First of all, congratulations.
Thank
Him or
you.
her?
Her,
What's her
Remy.
name? Remy. Remi. Love it.
Remy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the little bottle.
There we go.
That's
You
adorable.
got before the before we were good. But now it's all right. Like I can just feed her. She's all good. She takes like
Yeah,
she takes like 20, 30 minutes to feed. So
she's got some time.
yeah, we
Got
got
some
time.
time in there. How you doing, man?
Good. Where are you? You're home?
Yeah, just the apartment. I'm in Kips Bay, right across the street from the hospitals that I'm at in this last year.
Nice. Congrats. Last year.
Finally, yeah. What about you? What part of the city you in?
I'm downtown.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the office is in Fida, and I live in Battery Park.
Oh, Battery Park. Nice, very nice area. How far away from there is your apartment?
It's like a 10-minute walk.
Oh, not bad. You're
Yeah, it's not bad.
excellent.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen you since Stony Brook.
Probably. I was a fourth year and you were a first year, right?
What
Or
were we 3 years
I
apart? Yeah.
I graduated 2018. So
2020. I was 2021. So yeah.
yeah,
Yep, that's right.
so
4 and 3.
3 years, and you're
Yeah,
in a
3 years.
6-year program now.
4 year. 4 year.
Okay.
So last year and then getting out.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, how was work today?
Work. It was good. It was good. Um, it's, someone was sick. Someone called out. So there's actually, I mean, it's not. It's a two. There's two chairs. So I had a front desk and an assistant.
Yeah.
That's it. But it was good. Everyone was like, really chipping in, and yeah, we got through it. It's actually our last day, until the new year. So,
Oh, really? Oh, so you have about what's that? About a
well, I work
weeks.
at another office too, so I'll be up there next week. I'm only
Oh,
taking 1 week.
how many days are you there?
I'm there like 2 days a week usually, but I'm covering the whole week next week. So,
Oh, even Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
what Tuesday's a half day, and Wednesday is full day off.
Full day off. Okay, cool,
Yeah,
Gotta have a couple days off. Hold on, it's like a really dark.
no, it's fine.
Better. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
chilling.
There we go. There we go.
Right. Hi. But dude, so how many podcasts have you done? I've seen a few of them.
Have you? Yeah, I just did the one with Dr. Hannah. A lot of people said they liked just the conversational feel. I was talking with a couple people about it, and they were like, it's nice to kind of see someone's life through the lens of their eyes, or like our profession through the lens of someone's eyes. So it's like it's not all teeth. It's like their cars, their watches, there's the day to day. What time do you go to the gym? What do you eat for lunch? Like
Everyone's gonna be like, why do you have a guy like feeding his baby on the podcast?
No, that's awesome. Are you kidding me? This is real life right now. You know what I mean? What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on that? Like, how many podcasts have you done over time? I'd
Me?
love to have to chat.
No, I've only done like three. I think like yeah, three. I mean, it's fine. I've tried like so basically what happened was I've been writing for this magazine called Dental Entrepreneur Magazine
Mm,
for
mm.
like 5 years or so, and I would have I would have conversations with people like 20, 30 minutes, kind of like what you're saying, like casual, but it was more so focused on the entrepreneur side. So like,
Mm.
people if they have like, like businesses outside of, the office, or like if they have like a side hustle or like research or whatever, or like social media. So it's like
Right.
more so about that. But like the conversations themselves, I realize are kind of like a podcast, and I'm an idiot, and I should have been recording all these conversations, and I never did really. I recorded just some of them, so I'm going to release them. I don't know if people like it, but it's kind of late,
I
Uh,
know. I don't think so. I disagree. I think you release them when you release them. The conversations are, they last as long as they last. They time out themselves,
Yeah.
if ever. Some of those conversations, I'm sure. And you have plenty of history, entrepreneurism, Shaps Wade, Ignite DDS. Like you're doing so much, right?
a little bit, but no, I've had like great conversations with people. Like I talked to what is it? I'm trying to think who have I had on the pod. Not on the pod. Who have I interviewed? I mean, some awesome orthodontists. I had Dental Digest, Dr. Humi.
Good ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun. So
Who's
yeah,
who's behind Dental Entrepreneur, the magazine?
here, hold on one second. I'm gonna give the baby off to my wife.
Sure, yeah.
Wait, she's like really going at it. All right, you ready? All right, everyone, you can say hi. Okay. Um, Yeah, her name's Ann Duffy. I actually don't know how she got involved with dentistry, but yeah, she runs Dental Entrepreneur Magazine and Dental Entrepreneur Women. Yeah, she does a lot. I don't know how. And I got introduced to her through David Rice from Ignite. And I just do like a column, like 4 times a year. But it's like a good excuse, like the podcast. It's like a good excuse to like meet cool people and talk to cool people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
No.
so I kind of do like for selfish reasons, you know. I
Sure.
think most people that have like a podcast or like something like that, it's like kind of it's. I mean, not selfish, but like you're genuinely interested in like hearing what other people are doing, and it's a great excuse to do that.
It's a great excuse to record the conversations. I genuinely believe no two conversations are the same. And it's exactly what you said. It gives you an opportunity to meet people, to go into that weird little topic of the office layout. Like, I mean, I've heard some crazy things, and you could really get quirky with it, and it's fun. It's fun to just chat. And then depending on how people like it, how they're receptive, what they engage with, they listen to it once, twice. I've listened to podcasts more than once.
I can't say I do that, but I usually listen to them. I just got into running, so I'll listen to them like while I'm running.
Yep.
Like, or at the gym. Although at the gym, it doesn't like really pump you up, but
Dude, okay, that's a great point. Have you ever you've done like podcasts for a while at the gym for say 1-2 weeks?
It's a specific podcast.
What do you listen to? What do you listen
to? The one at the gym I listen to, it like kind of pumps me up. It's called My First Million. It's by like the guys that created The Hustle, Sam
I
Park.
haven't checked down on
And
that.
basically they just like they'll interview people like Rob Dyrdek, for example, and
Yeah.
Rob Dyrdek has like a crazy schedule. He's like, I do this, and I'm like making money, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, all right, this is pumping me up. Like, let's go. So yeah, so it's not just any podcast.
Your favorite one, or one that you come across that's like really gets you in the zone. Can you send that to me?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I love.
You got like a good episode. Send it to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to listen to them while I'm working out. And then what I was gonna say was, if you do that for like a week or two, and then you switch to like some pump up music, you said you just started running. I swear, on that switch, you'll run like 15 seconds per mile faster. It's like it's crazy.
No, I believe it. So that's that. That was that. And then the other thing I was going to say too.
Yeah.
So do you know Chris Salerno? He like went to Stony Brook. He'll lecture there sometimes.
Yeah.
I think one time he came and like just lectured us about like Coca-Cola bottle. It was an awesome lecture. Like he's just like a good. He just knows how to talk.
Yeah.
And David Rice also, like they can talk about anything. It's just like always really interesting and engaging. And so podcast can be about whatever. You can talk about your baby. You can talk about dentistry. It really just depends on who's doing the talking. In my opinion. So.
How'd you hook up with Dr. Rice, with David Rice? How'd you?
Great question. So I remember National Leadership Conference, NLC.
NLC
in Chicago. I don't know if it's still there, but I went there my second year, and he gave a lecture. My second year of dental school. So this was 2015. Yeah, 2015.
Yeah.
And he gave a lecture about getting. I think it was just like marketing. Like Facebook was so new back then, and Instagram. But it was like I forget what the lecture was on. It was something about that. It was an awesome lecture, and I went up to him after. I was like, I'm trying to do this. Like I was trying to help my dad like grow his Instagram. I was like, I'm trying to do this. Like, what tips do you have? And we just like really got into the conversation. And he's like, you know what? Like I'm actually like starting like a student section blog of Ignite TDS. Like, would you like to write for it? I was like, yeah, obviously. And then from there, I wrote some blogs, and then I was like, Dr. Rice, like you got to open up an Instagram page. So I like started the Instagram page.
You started for him.
Yeah. I was like, we got to get on Instagram. And so I basically was just like kind of like telling him all these things he has to do,
Yeah.
That he's not old, but like, he's not in like our generation. So he like while I was in dental school, I was kind of like the pulse on what he kind of, should get involved with. Because he was very into Facebook. Remember, like Facebook was really more for like adults.
Oh, true. Yeah, it was a Facebook time. Yep.
And basically from that, I helped like recruit some people to the Ignite DDS team, and like we did a bunch of like cool things. We created like the residency guide. We had like these crazy trips. Like we went to like Ivaclar and like the headquarters. It was really fun. And then we just like did some like cool things as well to like try and get dental students like motivated and like doing cool things. So we had like a video competition for like an outreach trip. I don't know, it was just like a bunch of like really fun things with like great people. And I'm still with them now. I've been doing like a weekly video on like news topics.
I see that you're doing the green
Yeah.
screen and you're talking. Yeah.
I mean, if you have any tips or whatever, open to it. I just did like the gift guide as well. This is I think our third year of doing the gift guide. We have the residency guide, and now we're working on It's kind of like evolved with us, so now we're like all starting to buy our own practices and everything. So it's like a coaching thing, which is awesome. Basically, how to get patients in and retain patients and talk to your staff. All those things that they don't teach us in dental school.
Right. Billing, code, the whole 9 yards. Who else is a part of your team? Because so Ignite DDS, you, Dr. Rice, who else is like an OG, kind of like you know what I mean, from the beginning?
Well, like OG from the beginning, I'd say the only person, probably James Wanamaker, if you remember him.
Yes, he went to NYU.
No, Buffalo.
He did a speaking event at NYU. Okay, yeah, Wanamaker.
Like back in the day, it was like me and Omar, Nijam, Igor, Kaylin Cosgrove, Ashley Goldenberg, Lily Lenchner. Sorry if I forgot anyone. I'm just like naming it off the top of my head.
There's a bunch, yeah. How about now? How about the last couple of years? Who's really kind of stuck with it?
Yeah, so now we have. I have to look. There's so many people now, but I'm going to tell you, it is Sable's also one of the OGs.
Sable, yeah.
This guy Abdullah, Ciro from Stony Brook.
Yeah.
Muhammad, he's from Florida. Nahal from Boston, from Tufts. Sable, Savannah Craig, Shannon Johnson, Tanya, and Tara, Dr. Tara. And Tanya, too, was as the president. And then we also have some non-dentists there. We have Rhonda. She's awesome. And Dawn is kind of like she just like runs everything.
Dr. Tara from NYU now. She's at residency.
No. Tara's from Tufts.
Okay.
And Candy and Dr. Rice's wife, Anastasia. So yes, there's 17 people.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I don't know if that was secret or not, but yeah. The team. Yeah, there's 17 of us.
It's a big team, yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Because you're doing certain videos once a week. You're saying with the green screen. Also, Abdullah, he's from Tufts too, is he not?
Abdullah's from
BU. Okay. The Tufts and BU I've always mixed up.
It's them. Honestly, like I don't know if you've been to Boston, but it's like I think it's like a 20-minute walk between the two campuses.
From what?
Maybe 30.
That's kind of hard to.
I never actually went inside BU. No, actually, I went once.
I've seen
for an Ignite event.
It was for an event.
Yeah, Ignite. Yeah.
How often are events now?
Muhammad from LeCom, he does the events. I think they have like a few a year. That's also something I started. We called it. Remember, there was like Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
It was just like a network and chill. So people,
I do remember those events. Yeah.
Yeah, so we still have them. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah. Let's backtrack really quickly just for listeners, just to go through. Where'd you go to undergrad, and then obviously Stony Brook Dental School, and then orthodontics residency? Where'd you start with undergrad? I actually don't know where you went undergrad.
Yeah, so I'm from New York. I literally grew up I live in Battery Park. I grew up in Battery Park.
You grew up in Battery Park? I don't think I've ever met anyone that grew up. That's awesome. So you're actually back kind of in the home area.
Yeah. No, the exact home area. Yeah. But yeah, I've been there my whole life. And then I went to WashU in St. Louis. And then I went to Stony Brook. And then I went to Tufts. And now I'm back in New York.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Tufts is that 2 years or 3 years?
Tufts 2.
It is 2, right? Because most orthodontics residencies, just for background, are 3 years. So to get into Tufts, a 2-year orthodontics residency is extremely competitive. Am I wrong?
To get into any orthodontics residency is very tough.
And then into 2-1, you're shaving off a year. No, that's extremely impressive. Yeah.
But look, they're all really tough. There's also some that are paid. So that's that's also really nice. I don't know which others are also 2 years.
I don't know of any other ones that are 2 years. I remember one of my buddies from Stony Brook is an ortho. I don't know of any other 2-year programs. That's why
Pacific is.
Is it really the orthodont? Because I know the dental schools.
Yeah, so you can become and Pacific has like a crazy other program too. They have like a 5-year DDS program, I think.
Oh, combined undergrad and.
I think I might.
Wow.
But yeah, imagine if you just go through Pacific, you like your whole thing. I think you can do everything ortho. What was it?
7 years.
Yeah, I guess 7. Yeah.
Wow,
it's crazy. But even if you forget college, even 5 years alone, that's crazy. Where most people would take 7. So
At least, right?
yeah, Pacific is technically like Tufts was 24. I think Pacific's technically 27, but whatever we can.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, it's 24, 2 years. And then I also crazy was COVID, so
Mhm.
we stopped going to school in March. So I technically only did residency at Tufts for a year and 9 months.
Like half. That's funny.
And there was one girl in my class, she was pregnant, and so she missed and had a baby, so she missed 3 months. So she technically did it in like a year and 3 months. Yeah,
That's nuts. And
like,
graduate, everything's fine.
like to be honest, like you really only need like a year of residency,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you have all the tools to learn. So like you still need 3 years after that to learn, but like whether for me, it's like whether you're learning at school or in private practice, it's
Yeah. So you're basically what you're saying is her braces are a little bit wonky right now, but another 2 years they're gonna be straight.
she was good. But I mean, no, now I'm what is it? I'm almost 5 years out. I'm 4.5 years out.
Yeah. So
Um,
looking back, here's a fun question. Looking back, because right, I think Monty, for example, is a paid orthodontist residency, right? But it is 3 years. Would you pick a 3-year residency or a 2-year, 3-year paid residency or 2 years and done? Because you did that, so maybe you're a little biased.
Yeah.
But if you were not
Yeah.
biased,
I mean, look, I think it was 200 grand. So if you do the math, it still makes sense to do a 3-year.
if it's
That's paid.
Yeah.
Because but if you don't care about money, then yeah, do the 2 year. I didn't get into any paid residencies, so
Gotcha. I mean, 2 years. That's why I did 4 year instead of 6 oral surgery because get through it. Let's get out of here,
But you can't. Also, too interestingly, when Dr. Edward Engel first started his residency, it was only 30 days.
What?
Yeah, I mean this was in the early 1900s. But
30-day residency.
Yeah.
So, and now we're at 2 to 3 years.
The reason why we're at that, I mean, you want to follow your cases. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like you can learn all the principles within a year, but you really don't learn. You're gonna make mistakes and whatnot. The great thing about orthodontics is, you can always move the teeth back. So there are some instances, if canines or and then it takes out the lateral root. There are situations where you can mess things up.
Right, dehiscence, yeah.
But I'd say for the majority, most of the mistakes are correctable if you're seeing the patients, every month or 2, even 3. So, which is nice. I'm very lucky. Like you, I don't know how you do it, but like people could die on the operating table, and it's like a high, high pressure sometimes. I'm sure, especially in the ER. So.
Yeah, we had a crazy case last Friday with bleeding. Yeah, no, exactly what you said. That's crazy. But yeah, no. And then how often are you working with oral surgeons now? I mean, I'm sure during residency, you have your cases where you're working on orthodontics and whatnot. But what about now? And also your office. Just a side note, your office right now. You said you're working in 2 offices. One of them is your own. I presume the 10-minute walk is that yours?
Well, wait, when are you posting this?
Oh, I mean, we don't have to. Don't even answer. We'll just brush right up.
The podcast. Like
when am I going to post this one?
Yeah,
I could post it whenever you want.
No, because I'm working to buy it. So in January 2025, hopefully I'll have bought it.
You want me to wait a little bit? I can wait a little bit. Not a big deal.
No, I'm just saying like that. That's kind of where I am. So
that's awesome. So you're literally there. 1 more month.
No, so I work out of the downtown one.
Yeah.
And then the uptown one, they're technically separate entities. They're both owned by the same people.
Oh.
They're going to focus on the uptown one, and then they're letting me buy the downtown one. But we're still, we have to do the paperwork and all that stuff. So it still could not go through. Hopefully, I think it's going to. But
yeah, I wouldn't want to see it not go through.
Yeah, I mean, being an associate, they're awesome. He created Dolphin, and
he created Dolphin.
Yeah,
that's huge.
I know.
He doesn't even need to work.
No, he does it because he loves it. He could be retired, but he really loves treating patients and working, and so I don't think he's going to be one of those guys that never retires.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I met a general dentist in New York City, Upper East Side, that's working at 94. And I met him, and he had just done a root canal.
That can't be safe. I would not want a root canal done by a 94-year-old.
He looked great. I thought he was like 80.
80?
Yeah, I mean, like the office had paper charts, it was like seven men. And all the patients too were also that age,
Yeah, he's looking for his canal with a shaky hand.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that might work with root canal. He's probably not straightening teeth, but working out the canal is
probably. But orthodontist is much easier to do, as you like. You're not doing like surgery or whatnot.
Yeah. 94 years old. Good for him, though.
Yeah, no, that's not my boss. That's someone else.
Right. That's incredible. The GP that you met.
You should try to interview that guy.
I should. They're going to be like, yeah, Brennan, your video really lags. I'm like, no, he just took a little bit.
No, you're going to have to go to his office to teach him.
God. So, oh, no.
I've really wanted to interview him. But yeah, another boss, Dr. Salzer, she's awesome, super like successful and really good with patients. So it's definitely like bittersweet because they were actually my orthodontist too.
Oh, they were your orthodontist, and now you're gonna. Is this the office you went to when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah,
it literally came full swing for you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's kind of like. I mean, I consider that like the American dream, where you end up buying the office that you went, and now that's going to be your office, and then you're going to build it up into what your vision of an orthodontist office is. That comes full swing. That's a beautiful story, honestly, coming around like that. I don't think I've met anyone else that has done that.
Really? No, there's definitely a couple, especially in ortho. A lot of orthodontists, I think, like inspire their patients to become orthodontists, and it definitely happens. I definitely know a couple others that it's happened to.
But like now, I'm like 20, 20, 30 years ago, I don't know anyone right now that have done that.
Like right now? Probably
like in this,
not.
Post-COVID, the last 5 to 8 years or so?
It's honestly not even post-COVID. It's just like post-private equity,
that's
buying everything.
That's literally it. That is actually it.
I mean, the golden age of dentistry, secrets out.
What are your they're all. What are your thoughts about that? I thought, back in the day, the ADA enforced a rule where it had to be a dentist owning the office, and now it's like I know so many. I mean, High Point University's founded by a DSO.
Yeah. So the rule is, I think it varies by state, but like a dentist only has to own a certain percentage. So yeah, like I'm a capitalist. I believe in free market on one hand. And I also don't like to generalize. So not every private equity is good. Not every private equity is bad. I think there's some are good, some are bad. And there's also some good dentists and there's some bad dentists.
Yeah.
And there's some dentists, like if you compare an individual dentist versus an individual office run by private equity, it just like it so varies. It sucks that, like, I was just thinking for me, if I worked in a private equity office and they told me to do something that like wasn't ethical, I wouldn't do it personally. But I don't know, who knows what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know. Maybe private equity says one thing, they don't mean it, and then the dentist interprets it another way. But I do believe that patients will ultimately decide, and it's just going to be like on an individual basis. It's never going to be private equity sucks or individually owned is good. It's just going to be who's a dentist there, and are they doing a good job, and is the staff doing a good job? So
that does make sense. Yeah, it's going to come down to it's going to be independent of one another, and it's going to be down to who the dentist is or the group of dentists are they good or not? Yeah.
And, it's like everything. Oral, like I love this debate, right? Like oral surgeon, like who should be doing impacted canines, an oral surgeon or periodontist. I don't know, it depends who the surgeon is. And like some people will say, oh, this is the best oral surgeon, right? Maybe they're amazing orthognathic, but maybe they're not actually good at taking wisdom teeth.
I have seen that. Yep. The maxillofacial part is definitely separate from the oral surgery part. I've seen that. Yeah.
Or like, or if you're dealing with a kid, right? Maybe the oral surgeon's not the best, but like they're really good with kids, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
So everyone like is good at certain things, or some people are good at everything. Those people are. That's crazy. when you're good at everything,
It's so rare, Yeah, that's very hard to find.
like your program, like what would you say like you're trained in most
Right now at this moment, I mean, I got 6 months
or
left. Yeah, I would go for. I mean, since day one, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. Teeth, titanium, big implant cases to little implant cases. I wanted to be able to take out any tooth in the mouth, sedations. Just through residency, I kind of honed in on that, and those are the things I feel very, very comfortable with. Yeah.
Now, why, like, could you have done perio for those goals, or maybe I'm missing something?
I
Or
can literally, so the case I was talking about on Friday, I've never seen a mouth fill up with blood in 8 seconds. And
wow,
after seeing that, I mean, I've never seen that before. I've held pressure in the palate of people's mouths with cancer, like out to here. I've never seen that before.
so you want to do those types of cases?
I don't
You
like
know,
long term. I wouldn't want to long term. I really just want to do big implant cases. What I'm getting to is the risk. It's always very risky, right? Even impacted canines. God forbid
yeah.
you hit like greater palatine, it's back there, or like near the incisal canal, whatever it may be. But no, like there's I heard stories of Stony Brook where a periodontist was doing an impacted canine. It was palatal and there was an exposing bond, and they had to abort the procedure. There was blood everywhere. The 11-year-old kid got like traumatized by it. But an oral surgeon, look, they might still be trying it, but the complication, God forbid, if it were to happen, an oral surgeon is going to know how to do it because they've
Yeah.
trauma, the laceration repairs. What do you do if you have a bleed? There's certain number of steps. I mean, even the sedation alone, you have these GPs getting the licenses of doing, a couple weekend courses. They can do sedation now. I quizzed one of my friends after he intubated 23 mannequins. I've intubated over 250, 350 patients. And, what are the signs of a bronchospasm? What are the signs of a laryngospasm? What's the difference? Great. What do you do? And I don't know. I hate to quiz people and stuff, but for patient safety, I think it's really important. We need to be transparent with what we're capable of and what we're not, And mannequins are different from patients.
You basically have an MD.
No, I don't. And the MDs are very hard earned. Obviously, I would never want to fake as if I had that, but we do all the same thing. I was in the medical ICU, and even my 6-year colleagues in my residency, they don't even do MICU. I don't know why, but it's crazy. People in the same residency can have such a different experience. Would you agree with that? Did that happen at your residency time?
Yeah, definitely. Like some residencies don't even have like a scanner.
They don't have
Like
a scanner?
I think all do now, but like back then, like some didn't have an intraoral scanner. Some don't have CBCTs. Some don't have some. I really like Tufts because we had the chance to like learn every different bracket system, slot size,
Really?
biomechanics. Yeah, like
Now
every
that
teacher.
yeah.
So you got to kind of learn what you liked. I don't think every residency offers that.
Yeah.
Some like teach you how to do MARPI and all this stuff.
Is it very attending dependent too for different systems and stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? How many
Yeah,
bracket systems are there? I'm not familiar with that.
like hundreds.
100, and you've tried like dozens of them? Really?
So I'd say there are okay. So there's like two major slot sizes. The slot size is basically uh, like the wire goes into the bracket, and some slot sizes are like bigger or some are smaller. So like the major two, the bigger one's called O2 was it 022, and the smaller one's called 018. And it's 018 by 025 inches and 022 by 025 inches. Now they have new brackets that are variations on this. So you have something called like Pitts, which is like 020 by 020. You have Norris, which is 021 by 021. You have, and then you even have like Damon now. Instead of it being like a rectangular slot, they make it kind of like rounded edges in the slot. So yeah, they're changing the bracket sizes. Now, why does that matter? Basically, like the smaller the bracket slot size is, like the more intimately it'll grip a wire, and basically like the more it grips a wire, then the more control you have.
That makes sense.
Um, and for you, this only matters because, like when you go into surgery or orthodontic surgery or something, you need to be in like a thick enough wire. Basically, the thicker wires are sturdier, so you'll have like more stability.
Mm.
But what happens is, I'd say, like the thickest wire that I'll use is like 021 by 025 stainless steel. That's very thick. It's like it's hard to bend.
Mm.
Like that's the thickest wire that you could like actually bend with your finger. So yeah, basically yeah, they just have all these theories and whatnot.
Which is your favorite? What's your go-to bracket system?
I mean, I'm just used to it. So I've been using, it's called Damon self-ligating. It's an O2, it's an 022 by 025. This is the other crazy thing too. All these brackets, they have like different prescriptions, they call it. So basically like the way the bracket base, the way the slot is on the base on the tooth, it can be like angled at different things.
Oh, for like the tilt of the tooth.
Exactly. There's like tilt, and then there's also how far it is away from the tooth, or like there's tilt, tip, torque, all these different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know any good orthodontist can use any bracket. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. You a fan of Invisalign at all? You doing any of that or not?
Yeah. No, I love Invisalign. And when you say Invisalign, you just mean clear liners.
Clear liners, yeah, that's true. That's true. What's your here's some. Well, first, clear liners or brackets? Yeah. Do you prefer one or the other, or you're just like every case is independent, kind of?
I do think Invisalign has the best software, and they have, you know, I mean, like they've been doing it the longest. They have all the patents.
Yeah, true.
They have like if you need something shipped expedited, basically like quickly, they can get it to you in under a week. Like within 5 days. No other aligner system can do that. Other aligner systems are starting to have like different features Invisalign doesn't have. Invisalign, I think the main thing that Invisalign has is so the really fast shipping time, really good software, and they have like they're called the what is it? The Smart Track and like the optimized attachments. That's what it's called. And they're basically like smaller attachments, which is nice because you have like these big like rectangular attachments in other systems that are like it's big on the patient. You can see them, right? They're like these huge, you know, blobs on the teeth.
Yeah, like composite blobs on these. I've seen them, all the time.
But yeah, so the Invisalign ones are usually like a little bit smaller and they're optimized. Basically, supposedly the aligner has like a pushing, more of like a pushing vector on it. They're somehow able to do that with their machine, and they're the only ones that can do that. But other companies, you know, other companies are innovating. They have like different thickness materials. Solventum came up with like a new way to put on attachments. What else is there? This one called Angel Liners. They have like the buttons on the actual aligner itself. So yeah, all these companies are, you know, coming up with different ways to kind of stand out. So, you know, it's good free market competition, you know, we'll see who wins.
Yeah. I'm not going to name names. What are your thoughts on these GP dentists doing clear liners and not having done an orthodontist residency and then teaching other GPs to do clear liners without anyone?
I mean, look, it's free market. They can do what they want, you know, as long as they're doing it well. I will say the most important part is diagnosis. So you just need to know, you know, what are difficult things that really are tough to treat with aligners, and not do those cases and refer that out.
Yeah, knowing what's in your scope, what you can do versus what you can't do. Because we don't learn, you know, at Stony Brook, we don't learn much orthodontics. We have one class. We bend 3 wires across like 3 months, and it's not. I would not feel comfortable referring to another GP dentist that I knew. And Stony Brook is a very hands-on school. It's very clinical based, right? But then to refer to a friend and they're doing clear liners as a GP dentist, I don't know. I personally, knowing what we do in oral surgery, I would not feel comfortable with it.
I mean, for you, if you're seeing the case, it's probably difficult, and so you got to refer to an orthodontist anyways. But I don't think anyone really refers cases like orthodontic cases to GPs.
No, I don't mean like if I were to see someone who, all right, you need a couple teeth straightened out. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. You're going to a GP to do it. I don't know how I'd be able to justify doing that, knowing some of the things, you know, especially from general dentist. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
It's like, you know, if I have to refer out an extraction, some of the general dentists want to do it.
Yeah.
What am I gonna say? Like, say no, you should send it somewhere else. They sent me the patient.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, like what if someone like takes out a tooth? You know.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's just, you know, training what you're comfortable with. I think it is good to have the knowledge, you know, because it's going to make you a better practitioner. So like for me, right, let's say you do a lot of veneers. Okay. If you, what is it? if you are, you're doing full mouth cases and you're not doing ortho before, like I'd rather you just learn how to do the ortho yourself at the very least and get the teeth better, and it's better for the teeth,
Right. It helps you with your veneers to come out a little bit better too.
Yeah,
I see
so
what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm okay with everyone doing a little ortho.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Even if I didn't like it, it's still gonna happen.
Yeah. I think I'm going to learn little ortho now.
No, honestly, you're an oral. If you're doing these cases, it's good to know. It's good to just like understand the basics. Wait, hold on one second. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Especially for orthognathics. That is a good point.
So there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so let's switch gears a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Tell me, can you?
yeah. Can you hear me? You're good?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. You're fine.
Oh, is this you're so good with the AirPods?
Yeah, it
Hear me?
actually sounds exactly the same.
Okay, perfect. Good.
Yeah. Let's switch gears a little bit. Are you still running Future Dentist?
No, I mean I still like give it content.
Yeah.
But I got it. So Ignite basically runs Future Dentist. So
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So I originally did it. Like I created it.
I know. Yeah. So what happened when you just gave it to Ignite DS? Here you go, Dave.
No, I mean we made a deal and it made sense because it takes a lot of work to do it, and David has the tools to monetize it more easily than I do. And I know you have I forget which pages you have. I know you have a lot, but it's difficult to monetize and do all that. It takes time. And I just felt like, I was doing Ignite and Future Dentist, all this stuff, and just made more sense just to combine the two. So Abdullah Abdelaziz is actually, he's like the main person running it.
He's doing it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
We all help out.
Yeah.
So.
And then you do a lot of content on your own. I mean, now you started in the last few years, right? You started the orthodontics kind of specifically page, right? But then you started Chaps Wade years ago. How did that kind of come to be? I'm curious.
Chaps Wade it was just my personal account that basically what happened was I started dating my wife, my now wife, and she's she's an actress, social media personality. And so basically everyone started following me because they just want to know who was her boyfriend. That's it. Honestly, that's it. I didn't try to get these followers. I did nothing. It just happened. And so, we get married, I get more followers. We have a baby, I get more followers. It has nothing to do with my content at all. It's just.
But now you fluent in Spanish. Were you always fluent in Spanish?
Yeah, no, I was.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're really, you got it down. I'm learning. Aprendiendo.
But honestly, it was Chaps Wade. I think it has over 400,000 followers. I can't take any credit for it. I'm more proud of Future Dentists and whatnot. I grew that myself,
Yeah.
But
then you gave it away.
No, it's still a part. I'm still a part of it.
All right. Good. You should be more a part of it. That's it is Future Dentist. I know it can have a kind of a dental student vibe to it in one aspect, but it's still a baby,
Yeah. But yeah, so Chaps Wade, it taught me a lot about social media because I just thought you have all these followers, stuff will happen. No, that's not how it goes. It just so much people don't care how many followers you have or if you want to get patients or whatever. They want to see your work, what you do, your pictures and all this stuff. And so I've created content on Chaps Wade, tried to make it more of a dental page, and guess what? They just want to see pictures of my baby. They just want to see videos of my wife. They just want to hear me speak Spanish. So it is what it is.
Enough of you, Luke. I want to see Remy.
No, that's it. Literally, I get DMs. They're just stop talking. Where's the baby?
That is so funny. That's hilarious.
So yeah, I created a new account that's just my ortho stuff.
Right. The cases, the work, the before and afters. Yeah. You got to do it for the portfolio.
And also too, Instagram has changed so much. You have to be niche. If you're not niche, it's who are you? And so it's just, I would make these awesome videos or awesome cases. It just it wasn't working out. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm joking. I'm gonna make some video that's I'm quitting this page. Remy can have it. I don't know.
You should. That's really funny. That would be a good one.
I don't know. I gotta think of what to do. But yeah, on the one hand, it sucks. I couldn't it's not a failure, but I just couldn't really figure it out. But it's okay. It's been fun. I learned a lot. It's been fun.
And then you're growing this will be your professional page. Yeah, it's one after another. Do you work on
Yeah.
LinkedIn at all? Are there any other platforms that you're into?
Yeah, LinkedIn, no.
Mm.
TikTok, I've been doing, and I don't know, I feel like a boomer. I just like don't know what is going on TikTok. I'll post a video that I think is so stupid, terrible, and it gets like a million views. And then
I know what
I'll
you mean. Yeah,
post an amazing video, like I worked so hard on it, and I like, this is my
yeah.
technique and all this stuff, and like no one watches it.
It's
So
great. It's literally a science.
yeah, I think you just gotta like TikTok. It's just you gotta be, I don't know, just stupid. I don't know.
It's a very, what do they say? Like the average person's reading comprehension is like seventh grade.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of how they play it on TikTok. I agree. I wouldn't say like
yeah,
stupid, but it's just very fundamental. Fundamental. It's very basic
yeah.
formatting. It's very raw, I guess you could say too. It's not, most of the videos I see aren't very built up and edited. And it's kind of nice because I figured out like I could just walk home on a day from work and just talk about something that happened that day or a thought that I had, or like, after this blood pressure, I don't treat you. I did this on Monday. And then I'm just getting over 500 comments in 24 hours, just ripping me to shreds. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It could break your heart. It could,
Yeah, but I have been getting some patients from TikTok. Like
really,
it's
I've been
actually
hearing
working.
about this, right? Like TikTok kind of works to
And
get hit.
Instagram, it's been tough for me, honestly. I don't know. Maybe I'm more of like a TikTok personality. I don't know.
Yeah. No, wait. Now that I think about it, I did see your TikTok. Yeah. No, you're
You
doing
did?
good things. You're doing good things on TikTok. But yeah, I'm familiar with Instagram and such. Yeah. Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
fascinating. It keeps evolving. You know.
Yeah. I'd say like yeah, my advice would just be I don't know, just do what you like. Like look, we're dentists, you're a surgeon, whatever. Like you're not gonna quit your day job to do this. Just have fun with
Right.
it, and it's like a great way to connect with patients. Maybe get some new patients, but yeah, I think once you start taking yourself too seriously or spending all this money on it, like it becomes obvious it's not you. And
Yeah. Yeah. It's
part of it
cool.
too, like I don't know, like what you gotta be smart about it, right? Like who wants to have like a healthcare professional that is like all day on TikTok
Yeah.
or Instagram, like filming themselves. So you gotta like show yourself, but also like, you don't want it to be like so much so that it's like, dude, like do you even work? Like
Right? It's crazy because then what are you doing all day? I can't agree more. You see a lot of the dental students, and it's so obvious that they're making content just to sell like scrubs with their discount code. And well, I get it. Dental school's tough. You're not getting paid. You got loans maybe, but you're not paying loans off with your discount code. And it's also like the better videos are all about the day in the like you're making wax rims. It's 7.5 second video, and this is the one that blows up, or like girls in
but
dentistry, they do like their nails with the curing light and stuff. That'll get millions of views. And I don't know.
but
It's
look,
it's
it's
interesting.
fun. It's fun, but I think the best way to use social media is you go in your local community, you talk to like, the gym, you talk to like the restaurant, and like
Mm.
you connect with them, right? On social media. You connect with the patients on social media. You
Yeah.
connect with like your referring doctors on social media. Like doing videos to blow up is fun. That's what I'm saying. If you want to do it for fun, great. But you're not gonna get patients from it. I promise.
Right. Right. That's
At least
like
that's been
brand
for me,
awareness.
at least.
Yeah. Brand building, if you will. But the brand, you can't measure brand by numbers necessarily.
As I said, I've had plenty of videos blow up, millions and millions, and I get zero patients from them. But
Do
then
you
I do
think
like
you do a lot in Spanish? Do you think they're from other countries too? I'm curious.
no, I mean my Spanish content, most of them are from Venezuela or
So
Miami.
you haven't had
So
one patient fly in from Venezuela or Miami and say,
I've had a couple, but like not from me. They didn't fly in from me. They just were there.
right.
No, I've had a couple. Like I work with this. He's a really awesome surgeon in Venezuela. You should follow him, Nelson Leon.
Leon, Leon, and there's one of the asterisks is over one of the either the E or the O. Is that correct? Is that right?
I, I think so, maybe Nelson, Dr. Nelson. But yeah,
Okay.
he has like a sick page, amazing photos, amazing videos. So we've done some cases together.
Oh,
Um,
really? You've done cases? That's awesome.
yeah, he's great. That's like my extent. So yeah, like social media is amazing. Like I got to meet him through social media, and like we did some cases together. So
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
cool. But
That's a great. How'd you? So yeah, you're what? You said it's funny because I told my girlfriend Luce that we were having a chat and everything, and I was like, yeah, he's an orthodontist. He's in the city too, actually.
yeah.
You know, we were out at dinner at Flyfish Club. It's a place that just opened. But she's like, Sharia, somos tú y yo.
Oh yeah, so
And
she watched the show.
apparently, yeah, that
Yeah,
was her show, right?
yeah, that's her show.
So my girlfriend grew up watching that. Apparently,
Yeah,
that I don't know enough about this, but she was telling me that was like her childhood show. I was,
yeah,
that's so funny how the world's so small, you know?
yeah. It's like she was like Hannah Montana or like High School Musical,
Literally.
but for South America. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's how did you guys meet? If I can ask.
At a club.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I love speaking Spanish and like hitting on girls in Spanish. And so I went to like a club
Awesome.
that like only spoke Spanish, and I
Is
picked her up.
Manhattan or Miami or
Miami.
of course it had to be Miami.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. What was the name of the club? It wasn't El Patio, was it?
I've been there, but no, it was La Victoria.
La Victoria. Okay.
Yeah,
I've only been to Miami once. I went to El Patio. It was a lot of fun, but
yeah, that place is great. Yeah, I went there. Oh my God, I had a great the patio. Yeah, I had a great night there. It was
all
fun.
right, I'm gonna have to get my Spanish lessons from you.
No, dude, talk to your girlfriend.
I do, and I do
No.
Duolingo. I do one lesson a night, but it takes time, right?
What you have to do, and this is how I learned. I lived in Spain in a small town. No one spoke English, and this was before cell phones, right? I had a dictionary at the table, and I would just I would struggle. Like you have to struggle. That's how you
live
learn.
in Spain? I didn't know this.
Like when I was like in high school, instead of going to summer camp, my mom sent me to Spain.
Is your mom Spanish?
No, dude, I'm Jewish. Like
She just said go to Spain. She just said,
No.
look, you're in high school now, Luke. Go to Spain. You're gonna have to like raise pigs and shovel cow poop and learn Spanish.
I didn't want to do a teen tour or like any of I didn't want to go camp, but like it seemed so cool to me to like live in another country with another family and like experience that. Like, I don't know, that it just seemed like a very cool concept to me, and it was amazing, like best thing ever. And I went back. I kept on going back, but that first summer it like clicked. Like I was like, holy, like this is how you learn a language.
You were like Latinas.
Yeah. I don't know if they're Latino or not, but yeah.
That's really funny.
I think maybe they are. Yeah.
But yeah, more or less time. Yeah.
But yeah, just so talk to your girlfriend in Spanish. You just have to be like, look,
house rule, no English.
Mi amor, háblame en español todo el tiempo, and that's it. Like that's all. She just has to like talk to you, and if you say you can't be like, how do you say this? You have to be like, explain. Like say you want to say like phone, for example.
Yeah.
You'd be like, how do you say this like square thing that you call people with? And you just like keep on learning different ways to describe stuff, and that's how you.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I do that in consults. Like half the patients are Spanish in one of the hospitals, and so a little bit of teeth Spanish. That's how many summers did you end up going to Spain?
I did.
That's great. I mean, you get to learn Spanish. You got to travel a bit too. I never got to travel like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I live with a family like as a student. I did that twice, like during 2 summers, and then during college I did study abroad for 6 months in Spain. So yeah, the first 2 times we were in like Sevilla. The 6 months were in Madrid, and then after college, what was it? Where was it during college? During college, one summer, I worked for the same program that I did. So I was like a tour guide.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then then I did it, and then I went again, and I was a tour guide again. But the last time I was a tour guide. This is the best story, and I'm so mad I didn't like film it that much. I just did a little bit, but I pretended I was Spanish for 3 weeks. I pretended I was like from Spain. I was like, me llamo Luca, yo soy de Sevilla, like dos hermanas, and like I pretended like I spoke no English, and so like the kids like had to speak to me in Spanish.
So you got away with that?
Yeah, I got away. The kids,
those poor kids, they're like, I don't know. Did you ever catch them like cursing at you or something? Or?
Yeah, dude, all the time.
And what'd you do? You didn't say anything?
One time, like this one girl, she was like, "You're such a fucking idiot! Like you don't speak any English. Like who doesn't speak English nowadays? Like you fucking idiot!" Yeah.
A girl said that to you? What did you do?
I was like, Spanish, please. No, I understand.
How did you keep it all together?
Dude, I don't know. It was incredible. They would teach me. They'd be like, They would teach me like their favorite rap song. Like they tried to teach me English the whole trip.
So you just played it off like you're from Spain and stuff. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
actually,
How?
sorry, three
Yeah.
girls caught me.
Oh, they caught you.
There was like 30 people. 3 girls caught me like 3 weeks into the trip,
Out
almost.
of how many
Like
weeks?
I think no, sorry, they caught me like after 2 weeks, and the trip was only 3 weeks. What
Towards the
happened
end.
was they like heard I was in my hotel room and I was speaking English to like one of the other counselors, and then all the counselors left my room. There's like 2 others, and then they knocked on my door, and I'm like, and they're like, "What time is dinner?" In English, I said. I'm like, "No, no English." And then they're like, "We fucking know you speak English. Like, just talk to us." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, habla en español, por favor." And then one of them says to me, she's like, "I know you like to eat box, like major box." I was like, "What?" And she saw me react to it. She's like, "I fucking knew it. You speak English. Like, we heard you speaking." And then I had to tell them, but they kept it secret.
Jesus. That is hilarious, man.
Yeah,
They caught you. Darn, they caught you. They were out to get you. They knew from the beginning they wanted to catch you speaking English.
it's because these girls like they just like wanted.
Orthodontist.
No, they weren't. I didn't know I wanted to be an orthodontist then. It was
I
before.
know.
But they like weren't that friendly with the rest of the group. They just like were doing their own thing, and yeah, they actually kept the secret.
Yeah,
So that was nice. Yeah, wow, good times, good times.
Dude, so I'm glad we got to connect, but what was it? Last week, 1 or 2 weeks ago, you put up the post. It was a green screen talking about the dental therapist. I want to make sure we touched on this briefly, but what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I gotta be honest, I don't have many thoughts. Like, I'm not very well researched into the dental therapy, game.
Dude, apparently it's like a 2-year degree after high school. Someone can do like minor dental work, injections, easy extractions. Apparently, just from what I looked up, briefly. But yeah, it seems to be a lot for a 2-year degree. Like a hygienist does what, 4 years of college and then 2 years of hygiene. Is that?
As I said, I don't even know if what you're saying is true or not. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But in theory, I would say this. And this is like sorry if this is a bad answer, but you have good dental therapists, you have bad dental therapists, you have good PE, you have good dentists. Everything is just so varied. And I think the idea of a dental therapist working in underserved communities is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
How enforceable that is, I don't know, just because of free market, free market economy. So I don't know how else to do that. But I will say, like, did you do RAM or anything?
I did a trip to Jamaica a year ago.
So yeah, I did. I went to Chile for one of my trips. I did RAM at Stony Brook, and the amount of people without access to care is crazy, right? So if a dental therapist could help that, ideally, right? Like dental therapists really like we just need like education,
Yeah.
So I think in theory it's a good idea, but whether or not it's actually happening that way, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
my one thing, I agree with you. Ideally and in theory, I think it makes great sense. People out in the middle of Squirrel's Crotch, Iowa, it gives them an opportunity to get their teeth cleaned, to get like basic dental needs. I 100% agree with that. And that needs to be more prevalent, right?
yeah,
The one thing I would say, if you look at the medical side of healthcare, that's what they created CRNAs for, right? I could be off, but the idea is pretty much congruent where they created CRNAs to allow people in the middle of very not great areas where you could get your anesthesia needs and get treatment that you need under anesthesia by CRNA all the way out in the middle of like Bumble, whatever, Pennsylvania, whatever it may be, right? But I'm telling you right now, in the middle of Manhattan, all these hospitals are hiring CRNAs because it's cheaper. It's cheaper work for them. And now they could hire people that are in anesthesia that could do the less desirable hours at night, afternoons after 3 p.m. And look, there are plenty of anesthesiologists in Manhattan that need jobs, that want to work. And I think they'd be fine in that system, but they're hiring CRNAs. They're paying less to get similar work. And then an anesthesiologist manages 5 rooms of CRNAs, and there's just one administrator. And that's kind of the way the healthcare system's going. I don't know if it's necessarily better care. I think it's an easier way for these big corporations to pay less money. So my concern is, ideally and in theory, these dental therapists will come out and ideally it's like, well, they're going to go to these areas and stuff, but no one wants to work in these areas. It's going to be 1 in 50 that ends up doing it. And the other, X amount, like 9 out of 10 of them, they want to go to Manhattan. They're going to want to go to LA. They're going to want to be in Miami.
I wonder if you do a deep dive, who's backing all this?
That's the question. That's the
answer. I'm sure if you look back, if what you're saying is true, then you probably have like all these big, hospitals or whatever that are promoting it. Have you seen The Madness yet on Netflix?
No, what's
No.
that?
Yeah, basically, we're all just like, we're all just basically, what's the word? Like crocs, not cocks in the system. Cox.
Oh, yeah,
Cox.
cogs in the system. Yeah.
Cogs. Sorry, cogs. Oh my god, the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all just like cogs in the system, and it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what
Man.
we say, because the powers that be, the rich people that have all the control, are just going to do what they want.
They're going to do what they want.
So even if every single dentist said no to dental therapists, it's going to happen anyways if they want it to happen.
Yeah, it's cheap.
And if it doesn't,
it's cheaper here.
And guess what? Even if they don't call it dental therapist, then they're going to call it something else sometime, and it's going to get passed somehow. They have their ways.
That is true.
I don't know if that's like, maybe I'm just like really, I don't know.
No, that's what happens every time. When you look at pharmacy, you look at veterinarian medicine, you look at medicine itself, and the CRNAs is a great example. You have other things. I don't know. If I were to propose a solution, I would say we need to give resources and materials to young dentists that want to go back to their towns where they're from. They excelled in school. Their dream was to, you're back in Battery Park. That's where you grew up. Yeah. People want to go back to Squirrel's Crotch, Iowa, and run their town and take out their teeth, clean teeth, do the fillings, and take care of their neighborhood. That's ultimately what I'm from Long Island, but that's ultimately what I want to do. People want to do that, and I think the people that are in these dental schools, they do want to go back to their hometowns. We should increase the incentive of patient care, continue increasing dental schools and stuff, and take people from these areas and communities and give them the opportunity to go to dental school. I don't think we need to keep expanding care just so that we could bring down the cost of labor. I think that's the direction it's going, and how much can we control? Like you said, Luke, I agree. The powers that be are going to make it happen anyway, but I don't think it's going to be the answer, and I think care is going to get worse and worse over time.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't have an magic 8 ball, so I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But I hope you're wrong.
I hope so too, man. I want to see a bright future. But yeah, man, I know it's getting late. You got congrats on the newborn again, brother. That's huge.
Thank you. I can't believe an hour and 10 minutes have already passed.
Yeah, we're in it. We'll have a part 2 in the future. So we don't have to. It wouldn't be cutting short. It'll just be part 1, and then at some point of a part 2, we'll think about topics that we could go over. But yeah, it is getting late. I don't know. You got a kid. I got an OR case early in the morning. But
all right,
dude, it was a great chat. Thanks for coming on.
Good talking to you. Yeah, thanks for having me on the pod. And yeah, we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, man. Fly Fish Club's down near you, and you're in Battery Park. It's like on Houston or something.
What's it called?
Yeah, we should go grab dinner there sometime.
What's it called?
It's called Fly Fish Club.
Fly Fish, found it.
We just got back from there. We had a good time. Luso is over here. Yeah, I don't know if you wanted to get out a little bit, let the.
Is it really good? Is it 4.9?
We had a really good. We went to the Omakase.
Wow.
Area, and no, it was good. It was good.
Literally every single review is good. All right.
It's new. It's you need like an NFT to get in. So I got it like 2.5 years ago. It finally opened, and it was fun. It's a good.
All right, so I can't get in. The only way I can get in is through you.
No, there's like a way to get a membership. No, that's not true.
All right. Well, you can get me in, or you can't.
Yes.
All right. So I have to go with you. Perfect.
You don't have to, but you should definitely try the spot.
All right, you'll have to take me.
Let's do it. Bring the wife. Bring the they can talk Spanish on the side. I got a Spanish girlfriend. Yeah.
Perfect. That'll be fun.
But, all right, man. All right, man. I'll let you go. Thanks for the chat. It was good stuff.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, man. Good night.